Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about reevaluated and responded to allegations. So recently we did a live stream with Budsoda, not only going over some of the experiences he had, but going over a previous video I covered with him, being Budsoda audits a shop and deliver order. Typically, we don't respond to the comments section on the live stream specifically, but because of how in-depth it truly was, I did want to bring up some of the commentary that was here because there's some valuable information. And of course, I wanted Budsoda to say his piece. So with that said, we are presenting one of the clips from the Driven Wyld live stream. What Budsoda was saying, what took place during this order versus how it actually is, and what other people have been saying about it, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain and is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that has gone over in this clip and in general is very market to market and case by case, and what applies to me in my market may not apply to you. So with that said, enjoy the clip. Budsoda's audit. So I did a video on this earlier this week when Budsoda was telling me about a order that he placed on Doordash with a oldie, and he ended up getting a new dasher. So he took it upon himself to audit the quality of dasher that he was. So I thought it was interesting. Let me give you a quick overview on how new this guy really was. And before I even do this, let's be real. Every one of us have been new at some point. This is not to shame anybody. There are just some things that a newer dasher is going to see and experience and understand versus a veteran dasher who's kind of been through it. They know what to expect. They know how to how to deal with certain customers, how to handle some things. And what is nonsense advice and what is quality advice. So why don't we start with an overview. Herbie is a 5.0 dasher with 33 deliveries under his belt. Solid rating, but again, still in his first 100 deliveries. He probably doesn't even have 33 ratings as of yet, if we're being realistic. And of course, as some of the newer dashers tend to do, is go onto YouTube or whatever to take the most generic new dasher advice that they could find. And where they send this questionable message, in my opinion.
Hi, I'm Herbie. I just got to the store, excited to get started on your order. Feel free to message me with any questions or special requests while I shop. I'll also help you find substitutes if anything's unavailable.
Now,
spoiler, you're bad at doing substitutes.
Yeah, the substitutes are one thing, but I just wanted to touch on that first message. Deliver that just started making those kind of promo content where they're trying to train their drivers via their marketing and social media strategy, as if that's actually something drivers are going to apply into their own business and life. No one is taking it the way that they should be, at least in my opinion. And holy crap, it just sounds so robotic. Like you're fulfilling a transaction, they know it, you're trying to come across as friendly, but again, you're a robot fulfilling a transaction. And AI, like ChatGPT, can fill out that more effectively.
Yeah,
Is my opinion.
I don't like the DoorDash, just generic message and special request. You can't do special requests on DoorDash. We can't add items like Instacart. Only Instacart can do that. So you have to try to walk the customer through. I'm like, go back to your shopping list, and there should be a button down, like either pop up immediately or scroll down the bottom, and you hit add item. And you have to explain it to them. It's so annoying. And like, oh, I forgot this and that. Can you just add it for me? I wish I could, but I can't.
Right.
Not to mention, I don't like doing that on DoorDash orders in any way because, you know, it's like the double-edged sword of Instacart is if you add items, you get bigger tip. If you refund items, you get lower tip. But yeah, we got more here.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it simple. Red grapes are usually at the front end of produce. These did not upload in order. It's not the same. Bakery section is right after produce. The pickles are usually with condiments. Next aisle. Basically, literally walks him through the entire process
Yeah.
of the order.
Yeah. So if the red grapes aren't in the cooler, they're in the front display. And I literally, you can see my photo. I screenshot the photo. He actually did send me the one photo. And like, I don't know which grapes. I just see the clamshells, and they're all the way to the left. And I had to point out the actual bag red grapes. He's like, those weren't. And I'm gonna guess those are the ones that weren't scanning right because the app will always say that. Just hit, I have the right item, weigh it, and go. You know, I think I said it somewhere in here. I'm like, just override it. You have to scan it twice and override.
I know you
But
said it. If the
yeah,
app says it is in the bag, just scan it twice. Yep, you did. You literally walked him through, not simply just going through the order itself, like finding the items, but you walked through how to deal with some of the prompts that you would normally receive on this platform, because that's something that you don't get from a normal customer. It's one thing if you have a customer micromanaging you, right? Like they're just nitpicking at every ounce of speed or whatnot. You're literally trying to tell them, hey, these are some things you need to know as a new dasher dealing with these kind of orders. And that sometimes is not taken the right way. I'm going to go over that in a second.
maybe I need to make a new video now that Price Shoppers on DoorDash. I'll make another shopping video and try to explain it for everybody since we're talking about it. But yeah. So this guy was, I think he was an earn by time, and the way he was being slow and very slow responding, being he had only a small order, he had my double dash. I think he was purposefully milking the earn by time clock. Somehow my Taco Bell is still warm. They must have been backed up, but like it wasn't like super super hot like it usually is. So my guess is that. And so DoorDash, after I 1-starred, said did not follow instructions, poor communication, because he would go long periods of time without talking to me when I was trying to help him. So I'm like, in my opinion, he was purposefully doing it. Like, it wasn't just being a new driver. It's you were probably trying to milk the clock because they give you extra time for shops. And I'm gonna guess he's a new driver and never switched to earn per offer and just hit earn by time. So because it was so backed up, it took 40 minutes for my order to get accepted. But like I looked at the map and it was very busy. So like I probably could have went and got my own, but I didn't have my own vehicle, so I'm not going to ask to get on DoorDash to go do some of them just to get my own order.
Yeah.
So DoorDash
But
credited me back the whole Aldi shop, 44.53, because of that, because he was such a poor shopper.
yeah, and you didn't even ask for that
I
either.
did not ask. No, I didn't ask for it. Didn't go in the automated chat, didn't get a support agent, nothing. It just the refund came to me in the email the next morning. I was like, well, okay.
I honestly think, and hear me out, I really do believe that what Like, I do believe that because I made a video about it almost right away. I don't think it, like, again, this is me with my oversized ego talking, assuming I had that much influence, saying that, hey, maybe I just got you the refund by making a video about it the same day. I mean, it
Yeah.
seems
Well,
logical. I
they
mean,
have
come on.
people whose specific job is to watch certain YouTubers and see what's trending and whatever. On social media, like it's
It
literally their
sounds
job.
like they're watching me, bud.
Yeah,
They're
oh, yeah.
watching
I guarantee they've seen you.
me.
But my opinion is it's because I order once or twice a week up there while I'm up there, and they want to keep us happy. And we've had a string of bad dashers lately. Like when my other buddy ordered the last 2 times in a row, they left it on a random room on the other side of the hotel we're at, and we had to go walk down and find it before it got taken. It's like, really, guys? Can you just be confident? Because he puts the room number in the address and puts it in the instructions. Call or text if you have any problems. As simple as you can get. And that's what we both do. Nah, apparently that's too hard. And like, but the last dasher I got was actually really cool.
Mhm.
He double dashed basically a catering size order, so he got a fat tip out of me and a 6-pack. 5-star to you. I think it was Joshua. Great job up there in Plattsburgh. I told him about my channel. If I got your name wrong, I'm sorry. I'm terrible at remembering names. I could probably go look on my DoorDash right now and find out what his name was.
But before we do that, I do want to go over a comment on that video because I think that some things, again, were misinterpreted. But I do think that there is a message here that I do agree with, even though it doesn't really apply to what is actually being done in that video. So let's quickly go over that. This is from Lord Love Royalty. If a customer ever tries to tell me where something is, I will cancel the order. Customers are never allowed to say that. If they want us to do things a certain way, then they need to shop for it themselves. I
Oh
am
my
not going to be
god!
treated like a child, which is exactly how this driver was treated.
No,
It's
I was not trying to come across like that.
Yeah,
But
like
go
I said,
ahead.
I don't know if it really applies to you in this way. Like you were trying to teach a new driver some veteran stuff. Like
Yeah, if I
the whole
saw 300
scamming.
deliveries, I would not have been talking like that.
Yeah, yeah. It is my job to find items and your house without any help. If I need help in store, I will look in the app first if there is one to show where the stuff is. If there is no app and doesn't say, then I will ask an employee, and that's exactly how it works. Now, the only thing I will push back on is it's my job to find your house without any help. Yes, but at the same time, sometimes that's not as simple as, hey, just follow the GPS. They take you behind the building. They take you to the wrong parking lot. They'll take you in front of the building, but they're not to a place in which you can
The
park.
road with the divider, where there's a wall, a
Gate
railroad track,
codes,
something.
apartment numbers, how to actually get into the building. There are things that you do need to contact the customer for.
So okay, I've had this problem, especially in a store I've never shopped before. Like I'm in um random price shopper in another city or a
Mhm.
market city too, and
Sure.
I'm not familiar with that one because I haven't shopped it before. I'll go to the customer. Hey, I'm at this location of Price Chopper or Hannaford, the two most common stores I shop. And would you know where this item is? And they'll like immediately, almost always tell me and be very helpful. So talking to the customer is not hard because half the time I walk up to an employee and they work a certain section and they almost always look new. It's like, I don't know where that is. And unless you find a person working that area in
Yeah.
general, you're not going to get the right directions because I have like a 50-50 coin toss whether the employee's right or not. And unless they literally escort me and help me get to it. But if they're too busy, it's 50-50 whether they're right or not. So I just like to just ask the customer to begin with. And I'm a driver with 50,000 deliveries between all laps. So,
Mhm.
you know, I'm not I'm not underneath that, and I don't think it's bad for the customer if you're having trouble finding it to say, "Hey, it's over here in aisle 8."
Mhm.
I don't see a problem with that, really. And like Aldi doesn't have aisle numbers, so you just kind of give a general description. And I just find that actually to be very helpful as a shopper. So I'm sorry, you're in the wrong. Whoever made this comment, if you think you're being treated like a child because I'm trying to explain to you, I know how this store is laid out, or I'm familiar with this type of store. All these are pretty similar in nature. And if not, like I have a general idea where certain things are, or if I know that store location and I've shopped it myself, I'm going to tell the dasher exactly where it is because it's going to be 10 times easier for both of us. And I just want to move on. Wouldn't you want to know where an item is immediately and just move on with your day? Instead of, here, I got to go 10 minutes to look for an employee when they all might be on lunch or something, or a very thin skimmed. I went on July 4th, and I'm telling you, they
Mhm.
were on a skeleton crew. There was like 4 people in that whole store.
Mhm.
If I had to find help for something, I wasn't getting it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Let's. Is there any other things that are being said in this comment? Because this is a long one. Customers need to remember that. Yeah, I will only send pics if I am unsure what the customer wants after seeing an item that is out of stock, or if they have very limited stock, so I can have proof. Otherwise, they need to choose a replacement in the app or tell me what to add if I can add it myself.
No, no. As a veteran shopper, do the most basic thing. The only thing you're right if the stock is limited or you're unsure of if it's not obvious what to do, that's fine. But as far as picking substitutes, I hate picking substitutes in the app. And if they prompt me, because it automatically prompts you when they're out of the item, I can just they'll do like 4. DoorDash will automatically do 4 versus like they'll give you a giant list before you submit the shop. So like during the
Yeah.
shop, it's like 4 items and you can quickly submit it, and it's actually very easy. And I've had customers who choose not to chat, but they'll put the substitute in right away, and that's actually very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just say, I always verify through the chat like you do. That's the one thing you do really right is verify I got this item and for the substitute. So I like that one, but I think your shopping etiquette could use a lot of improvement because I've never had luck like being that mentality. I've had customers piss me off for days in a row. I just had really bad batches of getting people on orders that were cantankerous, and then, of course, it's always a low or non-tipper. Having a decent sized order, and the other person paid the hefty fee, and they were the helpful one. So I think that's why you're in that mentality. So for me, if I'm on Instacart, for example, I just have support. I'm saying this person's too hard to deal with. It's not worth the shop. You can take part of the order at no penalty. Just saying, I don't want to go there. They're being, I don't want to go there right now because the customer is being unreasonable. You can always say that. But if it's your whole batch and they're the only customer, then it does count against you unless they like start to cuss you out or something.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that would be pretty much that. Customers need to remember that we are not getting a guaranteed wage and usually not paid enough to do extra stuff or care. We just go in, get the S, get out, drive to your address, and drop it off. I don't care if your dad is in the hospital. I don't care that your cat has the poops. I don't care. All I care about is getting this money so I can go on vacation and buy more stuff for myself, including tools.
No, 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 no. Be more personable. Have empathy with people, chit chat with them. How many post tips you get out of just being a decent human being? Like you empathize with the person. Oh, I'm sorry you're going through that. I'm here to help. Um, I have people who say, I can't respond very much. You do what you think's best. I love those kind of customers because they're the easiest. I just do as I choose. And if I'm really unsure, then I'll try to ask, but it's very, very rare I have to resort to that post-run times. And as far as like, I don't care what you're doing, I think that's a poor mentality to have. And I think that's why you're getting a poor quality client, because all the good ones already one-starred you on whatever app it was, not just DoorDash, and you're not getting paired with them anymore. That's why you keep getting low quality clients. Because if you can't relate to your clientele base, they don't like you. And I'm sorry, I got the bugs coming in.
Mm-hmm.
But just I think you have a very poor mentality. You have a very poor mindset. Being a business person is all about customer relations. That's the golden goose.
Customer relations and business relations in
And
general.
breaking work. You actually have to work for it.
Yeah,
Backbreaking work and customer relations are the two things that will get you money quickly. And the guaranteed hourly wage part, you sound like an employee, bud. We're independent
yeah,
contractors. If you don't like it, don't accept it. Being like, well, there's nothing else. Well, don't complain if you accepted it. Like, if they start being a jerk, fine. You're free to complain that they're a jerk and it wasn't worth the pay for them being a jerk, but don't complain about the pay and the order itself. For like, say I took an order the other day, 2 p.m. I'm not going to get nothing else. 12.75 for 50 items. I ran into my boss, took an extra 5 minutes, and he says, "You were running around with your head cut off." I'm like, "Dude, I wasn't even going fast because I kept talking to you." And it ended up going to like definitely a poorer family who probably couldn't afford it, but it looked like they were waiting on someone to bring them apart to their car because I could tell they had tools all over and their hood was open and the guy was out mowing the lawn.
mm-hmm.
So these are people that really can't probably afford food delivery but needed it because they're waiting on something for the car. Either they're waiting on it to come in the mail, which I'm going to guess that's the case because it's way cheaper to buy online,
Yeah,
or they had to wait for someone to come over from way over other town and they don't have stuff for dinner.
exactly. I can and will refund if I want to or if I feel like I have to. I don't care if it counts against me. What will happen? Will a crowd of angry vultures descend from the clouds to attack me? No, nothing will happen. Nobody should be trying to reach a new shopper driver levels because the requirements are impossible. If they want to add an item as a substitution after I refunded a different item, be my guest, but I expect a higher tip.
Um, you can't once you refunded it, you have to manually go in and click and add new substitution. The customer can no longer add a substitution. I can tell you that right now
Yeah.
because he refunded my lime ice cream bars that I wanted, and I'll literally take any other flavor there is there. They're all good.
Mhm.
I just like, ooh, I'm like, lime sounded good, hot day, and I'm like, I don't understand why people can't just do very simple tasks and have nice customer service skills, and you just refunding whatever. Well, I don't care about the stats on DoorDash. I don't think Pro Shopper makes a difference. By the way, I made it by default because I did over 100 deliveries and bad stuff fell off. So I'm at the minimum requirements. 94% of original items found, which is really hard to do sometimes. If you shop Aldi and Dollar General, let's say, you are not going to make that. So if you're heavy on Dollar General and Aldi shops, throw that out the window. Don't even worry about that. But you should be worried about your customer service. Your customer service, it's rating you 5 stars. Did they get them again? And on apps that the tip matters, like Uber, Instacart, Walmart Spark, don't be refunding things because that makes your tip percentage go down. Because, oh, I refunded the $30 steak because I couldn't pick them a decent cut of steak or go ask the butcher or whatever if they got any. Like at Price Chopper, I do that all the time. And oh, there goes your tip. Sorry.
Yeah, it really is what it is. Well, it's less like tip percentage go down, more like the subtotal goes down, so therefore the amount of tip you would receive goes
Yep,
down.
yep, yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep. That's what I was trying to get at. Is
Yeah.
yeah, DoorDash were guaranteed, but also customers despise it. Like, they're ordering through an app for a reason. They might not be responding because they're busy. Do what you think makes the most sense and fulfill that order. So, oh my gosh, they don't have the 1 pound butter of the brand they had, but they have the twin pack. Just grab the twin pack and move on.
Let's get to the last line on this. And by the way, I have some stores that are my favorites and I look forward to going to. But I also have 2 stores that I tried once and I absolutely refuse to go back for any reason. Okay, this is where I have to agree with him on. There are some stores that, they are just nightmarish to go into. I feel like any Dollar General's like that. I feel like sometimes Walgreens can be like this, or CVS, especially if they're not laid out the same way and they're asking for a butt ton of items. It really depends. But that is just me. I know that everybody has their own opinions on that. I do the stores I do like shopping at. Walmart Spark, obviously. Liquor stores on Instacart is actually one of my personal favorites because, I have to ID the person. I don't have a problem with that. I don't think I've ever had.
Total line, yeah.
Very few times have I ever had an issue with ID. But the one thing I do like about it is that sometimes you get a booze order, right? That booze order ends up being like a solid tip order. The only problem with that nowadays is that because of the drop in base rate on Instacart from 7 to 4, it's not as easy to get a decent order on Instacart for liquor as it used to be because people just aren't tipping as much on Instacart.
Yeah, if it's a small order, it'll automatically say $2. So instead of 9, you're getting 6, and that's a huge difference. $9, I can bang, 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 bang if it's like 2-3 items. But like $6, if they
Ignore.
just ignore it because let's say it's 5 items. They don't have 3 of the 5, and you're gonna spend 20 minutes trying to debate what the hell they want.
Exactly.
So
that's everything.
Anyway, I agree. So my 2 stores are Five Below, unless it's like literally stuff I know they exactly have. So like if it's like phone chargers and stuff, and I'll do it. If it's mostly phone chargers and stuff, I'll do it. That's like a big maybe though. But if it's Michael's, never, ever, ever again.
Oh my God. One time I did Michael's. One time. Never again. Holy shit.
Yeah.
No, the one time actually mattered though, because that's where I got my cup holder. That's the only time where I thought it was actually worth it. That's it. And then I never did it again.
Yeah, but okay. So the arts and craft supplies, they have cake decorating supplies and a bunch of crafty stuff. Like, I got the items the customer wanted, like the stuff they actually needed, but because it wasn't the sets, the packaging, the brand, and the exact price, but it was like generally in the area, it was like within $10. These people threw a hissy fit, but online it says, I don't care what it says online. I'm here right now. I'm like, okay, if you want what it says online, go to michaels.com and get it shipped. That's what you want. Well, I want it today. Okay, they have this right now. Do you want it or not? I'm like, I have everything you needed. And they're like, but it's not the same thing. It's not the same brand or price. I'm like, but it's everything you need, correct? Yes, that's everything I need. But it's not the same set. It's not the same brand. It's not the same.
I know that there's
we're arguing over $10 here. If you need all this stuff today, just get it. You're ordering through an app for a reason.
Yeah,
I will say that. That's like, that was my second time having a bad freaking order at Michael's. And the first time just took way forever. I did find everything, but it was like 5 items for $9, and it took me 45 minutes, start to finish. Hell no, never again. So that gave you 2 times. I just never go back.
I don't blame you for that.
I love Best Buy on there because it's literally you just walk up the service counter, scan it, and go.
Best Buy on Instacart is solid because all you do is go up to the counter, they scan everything in, they hand you everything. The one thing I will say is a little weird, at least to me, they don't give you a bag. And I'm like, you don't give people a bag?
I have Aldi bags for that, but I know
I
you
mean,
don't
I
stop
have
as much as I
bags in
do.
my car, but it still throws me off. Be like, I don't get a bag for this? What's going on with
Yeah,
that?
weird. Like, I've had a lot of little items sometimes, and it's like, "Oh, let me go grab some bags."
So let's quickly go over the 4 comments on this. Budsoda took that guy to school.
Yeah, hey, Brennan Diaz. No, I'm Josh,
Josh
I'm
is
not at work, I'm not working DoorDash, and I'm not doing, my W-2 right now. He watched your videos and stacked and they're at it. No, he was not doing that, I can tell you that right now. No,
I
definitely
doubt
not.
it.
That was not how
He
I shopped
knew.
up. I wouldn't be surprised if he
That
got
was
deactivated,
heinous.
to be honest, because they refunded my whole order. My guess is this person was probably trying to abuse the nearby time concept.
You know what? Here, I'll push back on that. You know what it could also be? Could be
Mm,
one of those accounts that was rented out to somebody, and
mm,
because he knew how to abuse the EVOT system, he got deactivated for that. And there was a level of fraud that also came with it. So there's a lot that could have been the case with that.
yeah. I mean, I never met this guy, but he came and left at the door. He didn't steal it or anything. I will say that, but like I don't live like my hotel is probably with all red 6 minutes, and it still took him 12 minutes to drive to me. I don't know what was going on there. Like, he's
Yeah,
been in heavy traffic down there in all reds and almost be late to work. So, um,
right?
as far as I just think if you guys are saying I'm being too harsh on him, so be it. I was trying to actually be helpful, especially being a new. I'm
Yeah,
just like, here.
I'm
I'm like,
gonna
this is how the store is laid out. This is how you work the app. This is what I do. It makes it simpler. And like every good driver I get, like I'm like, why is your rating so low? Like every good driver I've had, its highest rating has been 4.8. I'm like, why is your rating so low? I'm like, you know what I do? Use this on every order. And I send them my message and I'm like, copy and paste that, use it. And you'll just flow with good ratings. It's like, because I know it. I can't remember in Pittsburgh if it matters, but I know in some markets it matters if your customer rating's good, your completion rate's good, because acceptance rate's not the only factor as far as that crap goes. I know that some markets you have to have platinum to get on.
By the way, make sure you join us for the Driven Wyld live stream, and you could be part of the conversation too. We're looking forward to seeing you there.
Driven was the only way for